Welcome to the Todd and Erin Daily Stream. How are you? Oh, don't forget to eat before we go to the house tonight.
We're going to eat before we go to what house tonight?
My friend's house.
We're going to your friend's house.
The Lose 10 Pounds house.
Oh.
I have a girlfriend and we go every year for a great barbecue and she's wonderful and her husband does this great thing with the meat. But there's one thing that they have forgotten, and that is how long mayonnaise-based salad items should be out in the heat.
Okay.
And they may still look good, but traditionally we have found that this is a lose a 10 pounds kind of evening.
Yeah.
Sometimes that might be considered a valuable thing, but not in this particular way.
It's hard when a lot of people cook a lot of different foods and put them all at the same time, maybe not at the same time, and then maybe things look a little
things
weird.
Cold, things hot, it's harder.
And that's when friends come in to help.
And
right?
it would have been nice. Why are you shoving my leg over?
I'm moving over.
Fine. So, what is the rule for dairy-based food items out in the hot, broiling sun? Because last year was a whopper. Was it an hour? 2 hours?
Clear.
When mayonnaise becomes clear is the rule of thumb?
Right. Then you're out of there. When it looks like vinegar-based coleslaw, you're done. You're out.
Let's go to the video.
Okay.
All right, just to run through the scenario, once again, we are late for our friend's party who called up and said, hey, when are you bringing your famous coleslaw to our party? And we were like, holy crap. And so we have developed something we like to call cooking in the car. Okay, right? Here comes Erin now. Okay, all right, here we go.
Okay, got it.
Got it?
Let's get moving, get on the road.
All right, so first of all, I want to go through the rundown of what we got.
I will totally put the seatbelt on now, Zachy. Thank you, darling. Okay, we have the bag of coleslaw and the mix.
Let me see the coleslaw. Yeah, you got the right kind. What about dressing? You got the right kind. All right, so I bought some other things that we need.
Towel?
And we got the towel. We'll explain why.
Okay.
And I also brought the bowl.
Big gigantic bowl of awesome.
Because you need something bigger than you usually have when you're cooking in the car. Okay, so why don't you start assembling?
Cooking in the car.
I'm going to hold it up here. Now, we only have about 4 minutes till we get to their house.
Could we have a friend who lives further away?
Okay.
First.
We don't need that.
No.
Okay.
Probably looks really bad when I'm chewing it open like a savage baboon.
No, it's just like the Food Channel.
I'm a rabbit orangutan.
This is the Food Channel.
Okay.
All right, now, dressing.
Here's where we hold that. Okay.
Oh, wait, I have to turn here.
All right, I got it.
All right, go ahead. No, go ahead. Open the dressing. I'm good.
Then, the dressing. How much do you usually put in? Like 2/3 of it?
Yeah.
Should have brought.
I gotta go.
Okay.
All right, that's good. That's good. All right, that's good.
Okay.
Use the spoons and mix it up now.
Spoons.
You didn't bring the spoons?
I suck. I forgot the spoons.
Go into the glove box.
What, really?
Literally. Go into the glove box. Yeah, you're ready.
Literally.
Okay.
Never let it be said we do not indulge in proper cooking hygiene, ladies
That's right.
and gentlemen.
I have a food handler's permit. Erin, on the other hand.
It's more like a food fondler's permit, let's be honest. But you know, really, it's... Okay, here we go.
I'll hold it. You do it. All right, a lot of you
I'm
don't...
real squirmy today. Okay.
Is there too much?
No.
Too late now.
It's going to be perfect.
So basically, this is the thing that will solve your problems once you've forgotten to go to a friend's place. Okay. This is when the towel comes in.
Okay, what am I doing with the towel?
You're going to take the gloves off and put them in the... not the glove box. Put them in the towel.
Why is it reusable?
Put them in the towel.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, crap. Okay, no,
It's right up here. Yeah, I got it.
All right.
All right.
And voila.
Voila. Cooking in the car.
Delightfully mixed.
You're welcome.
You got some on your hair there.
I got a lot in my hair.
You make it so fluffy.
Okay. All right. We're here. Hi. How you doing? Oh.
It's coleslaw.
Coleslaw. We got it. We brought it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You better park, baby.
Okay.
I think it looks really good, and that's even with me wearing my gloves.
I know.
Yeah.
The Todd and Erin Daily Stream is brought to you by PC Laptops, with desktops and laptops starting as low as $7.99 with a lifetime parts and service warranty. They fix phones too. Go to PCLaptops.com.
There is nothing better than sitting in an airplane seat and rushing down the runway to take off.
Heading to somewhere awesome.
And you're pushed back in the seat, and you're like, and your kids are quiet because they're frightened, and it's good. And you're pushed back in your seat, and you're going someplace, and it's such a great feeling.
I think that's amazing. There's a few things that you don't want to do, though. For instance, use the tray table. From now on, I'm going to bring like liquid bleach with us.
Why?
Every time for the
Why?
tray table.
What do you have here?
Well, no, there was a big group of girlfriends that I guess were all on Reddit together, and they're all flight attendants, and they started talking and sharing the horror stories.
Oh, I don't know. Think I want to hear
They
these.
said that is the number one health tip. Do not use your tray table. They said, you cannot believe what we found underneath there. And they said people changed their babies' diapers on the tray table.
On top? Mm-hmm. In front of another person?
Yeah. The other thing they said is, and I don't know why this would have to be a cautionary tale, they said, never go barefoot into an airplane bathroom. You have no idea what is on the floor. And I'm thinking, why would you? Who in their right mind goes barefoot?
May I throw in the trays, when you go through TSA, everyone grabs those tubs in the same fashion, and they say that is probably one of the worst things you can touch in the world.
This one killed me. This is, I guess, one of the new things that people do, and they think they're so clever.
What?
You know, I guess it's like the mid-range seats, where you can book and you get extra leg room, and it's just a little more comfortable.
I love
and it's
that.
like maybe $100 more
I
or
love
something.
that, yes.
Well, the sleazy new thing that they're doing now is the couples will book separate seats. The man will be in a premium economy seat with extra leg room. Woman's in a normal economy seat.
It's crappy seat.
Then the woman will do the sad face and go up to whoever is sitting next to her husband and go, they switched us out. Do you think you could move so I could sit next to my husband? And they talk about people who have gotten pissed off when the person said, no, I paid extra money. I'm not going to move.
Right.
And they've tried to demand the flight attendants move him against his will.
Oh, funny.
They said that one never, ever works. So just in case you thought you were going to try it.
We have done this before.
And this one...
Wait. We have pulled this before, but it
one?
wasn't when it cost extra money to switch.
What was this?
No, we were flying someplace and we did get separated.
Yeah, but we didn't
We're in
intentionally do
different
that
rows.
as a scam, though.
No, and it wasn't for more expensive seats. It was
Yeah.
the same seat. And I did lie, and I said we were newlyweds. And it worked. And
I hope you just feel disgusted.
And we got to sit next to each other. But it wasn't for more expensive seats.
I bet if you had just said, could I please switch seats with you? That's my wife, and you're not going to like her much. I bet it would have worked just as well.
I like the panache I threw on top.
And this is hysterical. After Bridesmaids, they said they saw a sudden resurgence in this. They said, these are people who must assume we're stupid because I know that I've seated them in coach, and then they will sneak into first class and then sit into an empty seat. They think that we're not going to notice. I just like to point it out that every single time we will know that you weren't supposed to be there.
Right?
I'm just amazed that they've been trying it. But just some of the stuff they talk about, like these two guys on New Year's Eve, they call it the New Year's Eve debacle. I guess things go crazy on flights on New Year's Eve because everyone's like, I don't care, I'm just going to do it. And I guess two Americans took cannabis gummies and spent the rest of the very, very long flight freaking out and being paranoid and getting hysterical so that the flight attendants had to babysit them. This one is really interesting. They said you would have no idea what is in the cargo ever. They said, we transport a lot of things. One of those would be dead bodies. And they said, you would be amazed that sometimes they are in coffins and properly sealed, and sometimes they're not. And occasionally, fluids will escape the packing container and drip onto luggage.
What?
Yeah.
Also, organ transplants are also packed.
But they're nicely encased in
and they're
those.
encased in
I
ice
would
and
hold
everything.
one on my lap for
I would
somebody.
too.
That's
I would
important.
Too. I
But
would
this
too.
one cracks me up. They call this the Delta miracle. Passengers who want to get onto a plane first will go, call and go, I'm going to need a wheelchair. I'm mentally,
Right.
I'm physically disabled.
Physical
blah, blah, blah.
something.
Yeah, and so they
Yeah.
get to go in first, and they're wheeled in, and they're seated and get it comfortable while their luggage is up.
Oh,
but
and
then
then?
they realize they have to wait till the very end so that they can wheel a wheelchair in there to get them back out.
But not when the miracle happens.
And praise Jesus, they said all of a sudden there's a whole bunch of people that can jump up and walk perfectly fine, usually shoving their way past other passengers to get out. The Delta miracle.
That's hilarious. I love the Delta miracle.
I'm always amazed by the sheer gall of people. That was entertaining.
What would you do? Worst case scenario. This is for the dads. No, this is for parents. And your daughter's being attacked by a shark right in front of you in South Carolina.
Oh, I hate horror stories like that.
North Carolina. I'm sorry. I don't want to give South Carolina a bad name. North
That's
Carolina.
Kill Devil Hills. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right on the border where I used to go
See,
somewhere
see
there all
what
the
I
time.
did there? I was like, oh.
Oh, you're trying to... Okay, you're going to feel the suspense.
She's
Go on.
17 years old.
Okay.
Guy's daughter is right in front of him, and she ends up being airlifted out because she was attacked by freaking shark.
That is horrible. Oh my gosh. So he's standing there and
Dad
what does he do?
jumps in.
See, here's where I would be like, what do I do?
Ex-Marine.
It's a smooth bullet-shaped fish eating my child. Where do you...
Ex-Marine. He's he's a paramedic as well.
Lucky,
Yeah.
all things considered.
Police officer
Okay.
jumps in,
Yeah.
beats the crap out of the shark. Hits the shark in the head 5 times.
He punched the shark in the
The
face.
shark to let go of his daughter. Now his daughter is not whole. I mean, she is airlifted 80 miles to the hospital. And
She's hurt, but she lived.
She has lost a leg.
Oh.
She has lost some fingers. But he jumps in the turmoil of this,
which
and
is
finds
unbelievable.
the shark and just beats the boogers out of it until it releases. And they put her into surgery. Obviously, it's going to be a lot. They went through the
That's
surgery and stuff. She
incredible.
came out. She was cracking jokes. She was like,
So
"Shark."
she's a tough little thing like her dad, obviously.
She's like a little groggy. Sharks are nice. Don't hurt them. Like this. But Dad, holy,
He punched the shark in the face.
punched the shark enough to let his daughter go.
Wow. And just even getting in there, because there's movement and thrashing and things are crazy.
Diving in. Just dove in. Holy crap.
All right. Every now and then I get a story, and I have to share this with you. And I want to make this super, super clear that I love this idea and I applaud it 3,027%. But every now and then I think we all get carried away
Carried away
with
by
our
what?
language.
For what?
All right. So Salt Lake City Council
Yes.
approved a proposal to not charge women money for hygiene products. They say we don't charge people for toilet paper.
This is true.
In city buildings.
This
So
is
why
true.
are we charging for women's access to feminine hygiene products? Which I totally agree. And they've worked on this here in the state where they were trying to get a tax lifted.
A luxury tax.
They call it luxury tax for things like feminine hygiene products and diapers, adult diapers and baby diapers. And they said this is something. They said these items will be free at Salt Lake City buildings, which I think is awesome. And they did a bridge suggestion for funding. They got all that set up. It's going to be
Okay,
wonderful.
so far we're all in on this. So what is the problem?
Here's where it's just, and I've seen this before, and we've even covered it, and I'm giggling and holding the mic. They get carried away with their language. For instance, Amy Fowler, who said, we should start here in our own house and make these products free. And then we're going to work towards creating
Makes sense.
some menstrual equity policies.
Okay, so
That's a phrase I have not heard before.
again,
Menstrual equity policies.
would that even fit on a protest sign?
And then they keep going, and I know and they're excited, and I think this is great. And I
It
really
is a
do.
great idea.
And but then one of the guys gets really excited. He goes, "I really appreciate Council Members Fowler, Mendenhall, and Valerdos for bringing this issue. And I just want to know that it's time to end this practice of charging for tampons, and Salt Lake City is the place to do it." And it's like, and you know
Wow.
they're waiting for applause at this point, and you're
Right.
like, "It's awesome. I'm happy, but it's just."
I can
But it's just
understand. No, you're caught up. You're caught up in the moment. If I was there,
Not in our house.
I would be there with a t-shirt cannon like at the jazz game, and I would launch tampons into the crowd, and people would be like cheering.
I just can picture them on a float somewhere just throwing
Just-
pads.
See? I agree.
So it's hard. It's something you agree with, but it's still like
You get all geared up. You do. You can't stop yourself. No,
menstrual equity policies.
I have a question about
Yes.
this because do you have this story?
Yes.
You do. Because I don't understand why they didn't see this coming.
Because they were naive, I guess.
Please.
VidAngel, if you haven't heard about it, it's a Utah County-based company
VidAngel.
that would stream Hollywood movies to you for a fee, and they would take out all the dirty bits. So if you wanted to watch, for instance, Titanic, but you didn't want the part where Rose and Jack were,
Yeah, in the car.
you know, they would cut that out for you, and then you would stream.
Remember the
it for a price.
handprint coming down the glass? Okay, I'm
Now,
sorry.
surprisingly, Hollywood movie studios disapproved of this procedure, and they
Right.
sued them for $125 million.
But this was a couple years ago, wasn't
Okay,
it?
well, the first thing they did, they said, yes, this is illegal. And so then the company went, okay, what we'll do now is we'll just recreate a streaming service where they pay for the rights for some of the movies and then cut out the dirty bits. Unfortunately, they
Okay.
still weren't doing that. They were still just basically streaming
Altering.
movies and then altering somebody
yeah.
else's
Yeah.
product.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, they finally did just do a judgment. They had claimed bankruptcy 2 years ago, but boy, they have $2.2 million in the bank from continuing,
How does that work?
that wasn't supposed to.
What was the judgment?
Judge ruled $62 million.
Okay, so that's good. They're
I'm
going to
guessing
be.
they're not going to get it, but
They're
at least
in debt.
it knocks them out.
Yeah.
And they get the $2.2 million.
See, let me just. You can't take somebody else's product that has rights on it and take it and then resell it.
Maybe they thought they'd get away with it. Remember Napster? How it was the system that would let you download all the free music you wanted.
Right.
Until finally all of the music publishing companies went, that's illegal and you're stealing our stuff.
Right.
But that lasted a good 5 years, and he made millions until they finally nailed him
Caught
down.
Yeah.
They all knew he was doing it, but court takes a while.
Yeah.
So I guess he got 5 years worth of profit from it before he got nailed down.
I think they took
so maybe
a lot
they thought,
of that back.
Maybe that's what they thought they would do too. I don't know.
I just think it's so funny.
It just seems like you would sense the outcome that would happen here.
A guy named Tim
Okay.
Gillickson.
Tim Gillitson.
Yeah, back in 1989, decided that he wanted to become part of the donor system to a certain kind of bank for reproductive purposes. You see what I just did there?
That was slick.
Did you see the professionalism that I didn't say the word sperm bank? Did you see that? So anyway, he was involved in this, and in no way did he understand that at someday, once a year, he'd be renting a 15-person passenger van to go to a lake for the summer.
Who's in the
For a
van with
week.
him?
His kids.
Wait. My basic understanding of this
yeah,
process is that this is an anonymous product that is then made available for infertile couples or women who would choose to have a baby on their own.
Right.
So
Yeah.
how does he end up with 15 kids?
How does he end up at Bass Lake with a van with 15 people would fit into it?
How did this happen?
Sitting around a campfire, playing games on each other, and having a blast.
How does this happen?
2 ways, my dear. Donor sibling registry.
Oh, was that meant for... Oh, so if...
Two sides come together.
Okay.
Like 2 people fall in love. Okay, this is what happens. And no, adoption the same way.
Yeah, very much, and very valuable, very helpful.
Yeah, and
Sure.
a mother and a kid, and they find each other on the register, and that's what they did.
Okay, I'm confused though. The difference between the courage of a woman who carries a child to term
Sure.
and her love as a mother is so pure, and we do this because of our Zoe, and I'm getting verklempt, is so pure that she sacrifices her own
Yes.
happiness for this moment to
Yes.
give her child a better life.
Yes.
How does that compare to needing a registry to find out who contributed genetic material to your history? it's not like he did any raising with you. It's not like he rubbed anyone's stomach and helped her through cramps or contractions or anything.
Right.
How is it the same? How would anyone go, I need to find him? But they have them. So my question is moot.
I think that there is a question about your DNA and where it came from.
I think they're fairly thorough about like any kind of genetic stuff or anything.
Where you would like to at some point just meet for the fun of it, for being inquisitive. I can see that. Well, it ends up that he had 14 kids kind of jump in and say, yeah, we'd like to meet you. And they end up going...
and this poor man was probably minding his own business.
14 years. These kids are in their 20s and their 30s. And he's taking them out to a lake and just having a blast for a week if they want to go.
I love that.
I know.
I guess that makes sense because if perhaps you were raised on your own, or maybe you've got a single mom or a single parent, it would.
11.
You're thinking I would like to have more of a family.
11 right off the bat. Boom. 11.
Wow.
I think it's cool.
Well, God bless that man. That's amazing.
Pretty funny. It's pretty amazing.
Okay, explain the logic of this next story.
Don't eat that.
If I were the paramedic, I would be sitting here going, wait, let me go through this with you one more time.
Don't eat that. What are you doing?
Explain.
Okay, so when you're with a kid, right, in your backyard with Zoe when she was little, what would you say to her?
Don't eat that.
And what would she be picking up?
It could be anything like something from the shrubs or some
And what do
random
you
berry
say?
from a pyracantha bush.
And what do you say?
Scream, don't eat that.
Don't
and then
eat that.
Grab it out of their little graspy
Don't
hands.
put that in your mouth. Don't
Yeah,
do
right?
that.
That seems like a given.
8 family members hospitalized and feeling sick from eating an unknown plant in the garden at the home in San Diego at a party. Fire rescue crews were called in along with paramedics and ambulances. And
So
the
they went
police.
over and looked at a plant and went, I'm going to eat some of that.
Someone, now you would think, okay, so you've got a kid who's eaten something and you go, oh my gosh, you're just a kid. How would you know? But we're
'Cause you're a
talking
kid.
kids from 15 to 80 years old
Nana,
eating something.
Nana, you don't live till 80 with that kind of recklessness.
Not without help, you don't, because this is at a family party, and someone decided, let's pick that thing over
Snack
there,
a random plant that we have
and
no
let's
idea.
put that in there. It was the Nicotina Galacea.
Glasgow, I think.
Is that close enough?
Free tobacco. Oh,
It's tree tobacco, it's called, and it's
horrible.
highly toxic.
It's an invasive species, yeah.
And they chuck it down with some salad or something. They go, oh, so someone in that family is dead. Not really, but will be, because they went, oh, this is good in the salad.
It looks so pretty.
Let's just eat this
It's an
in
extra
there
tang.
too. I'm blaming it on one person.
Huh.
I'm going to blame the entire thing on one person.
Explain.
Because that's the person went, you know what would be great in the salad? This weed you have right over here. Let me just take and put a little couple leaves in there for you, and it's going to be great. And everybody goes, oh, we trust Uncle Fred. He's crazy. And they eat it. Next thing you know, they're at the hospital getting their stomachs pumped. Don't be that person.
That many people who ate something they had no idea what it was. I mean, that's what Google is for. I mean, you can always Google things like that. But instead it was like, what the hell? I'll put some salad dressing on it.
Just like on Facebook, when people say, why is my ankle swollen like this? And they show all those feet photos. So anyway, and if you go to the Homestead Facebook page, where they talk about raising a homestead and doing the chickens and all that stuff, then they show you pictures of vegetable plants that have illnesses. And it's much more pleasant than looking at your feet. So anyway, thanks for joining us today on the Todd and Erin Daily Stream.
See you tomorrow.
All right. Seriously, I've seen so many ankle shots this week on Facebook. I am so done with it. I am so done. It's just like, which one is more swollen?
Just look
I
at
don't know.
infected you.
And I don't know. Your ankles, and I'm going to say this in the nicest way, both your ankles are kind of chubby. Anyway.
Because they're swollen.
Well, one of them is. So I'm trying to figure which one
You're
is.
digging in deeper. You might want to just move on out and say goodnight.
Good night.